What's up, everybody? You know what it is, the MasterChef After Show. We got the chefs cooking for the military, somebody's challenge backfires, and two powerhouses are eliminated. All the feels. Let's go. Let's get it.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Blame it on the goose, getting loose, then that is the truth. Why that bitch so
hard to finger gun this one.
I know, it's close.
You gotta wait for it. You gotta wait for it.
Loose. Blame it on the goose, chuck the deuce, cause that bitch was flu.
There you go.
Blame it on the
I'll rock ahead, Bob. Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay.
iTunes listeners, you're missing out on some good stuff.
This is from our host, Carlina. Who is this?
Who is
This is my brother.
That's your brother.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like your real brother.
Yeah.
Okay, not like brother.
You like my brother? No,
Oh,
my
okay,
real
he's a
brother.
real
Like my
brother.
real brother. Yeah. He has
Okay.
a song about goose, so I
Okay.
thought it was funny because there were several goose eggs waited throughout this episode.
This to me, by far. Well, let's get these introductions in so we can break this all the way down. You know, it's your favorite Uncle Lim Gonzalez here. You know what it is. I have the pleasure of having the entire panel here yet again. And right next to me is the incomparable, the amazing Ashley Cheney.
Oh, I like the alliteration. Amazing, Ashley. Hi, guys. Hey, what's up? Hey, I had some
right.
caffeine.
Caffeine in the house. I feel like I'm a little off center here. So joining us again, and she did this wonderful cheesecake that I'm still thinking about. Carlina's in the building.
Hey guys, what's up? Woo, I'm so excited.
Yeah. And you know he's here. I think he lives here. I don't know. We can't get rid of him. But Frank Moran is in the place.
Frank Moran.
Yep, Uncle M, I'm here. And I don't know whether you're more excited or disappointed that our guest is not joining us this evening.
Well, hold on. Don't give up hope.
Yeah, well, we'll
Don't
see.
give up hope.
Because I know we were going to ride you all day long.
You were.
on this.
You were. And I was ready. I have my notes, my comebacks. I wrote them down because I knew it was coming. Yes, I am prepared.
It's so funny.
All right, so first of all, we're going to talk it all down. And of course, you know, we had they're doing 2 hours. They're doing 2 episodes back to back until, I'm assuming, the end of the season. And so we had episode 14 and 15. And there was a lot that went down. What did you guys think just as a whole, just kind of clumping everything together? What did you think as a whole? I know you alluded to it being a crazy, 2 episodes. What did you guys think?
Okay, first of all, I love that they cooked for the airmen. Like, that was really sweet, and seeing everybody come in. Love Gordon for that. But I was really shocked by this first elimination in the first episode.
Yeah, that was
that was crazy. That challenge. Listen, if you're gonna get in the fire ring, you better know what you're playing with.
Absolutely.
And that opponent she selected was not playing. So that's all I got to say about that one.
Word. Absolutely. What'd you think, Frank?
There's 2 fun episodes. It's always nice when MasterChef can surprise you with that. But there's always that level of MasterChef cheese.
Why do they have to be so extra? It's so ridiculous.
that I want to be just a fly on the wall during the actual production of this, where they're trying to make us buy that Chef Ramsay flying that jet. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
No, you're not fooling anybody.
And you
stop.
got Joe up in the tower, giving out commands. All right.
It's actually against FAA regulations. But
Right.
So it's just those little bits that just. Sometimes I go, oh, what are you doing, MasterChef? What are
it's
you
like
doing?
they're fulfilling their acting dreams of getting to. I always wanted to be in Top Gun.
Sure.
So look at
Absolutely.
these shades on me. That's so hard for me to get through those first couple minutes.
Real quick, Stephen, I sent you an email for our guest. If you could check that out. Boom. Absolutely.
We're trying so hard, y'all. We're trying so hard.
Yeah, we're going to have it. No, that was my favorite and worst part all in one. When Chef Ramsay is oh gosh, it's Gordon, look at him. And he comes out, look at the sage, and he's like, look at me. And then but Joe and Arone, though, walking down in the airman suits,
yes.
y'all need to stop.
But it was cool. I thought it was cool.
The synchronized sunglasses
I
take
just
off.
can't. I just can't.
That was it was just a little too much on the corny side.
It was a lot too much.
I'm trying to be nice.
Too much.
I'm trying to be nice.
It was corny, but it was cool. It was different. You got to give them credit for something different.
For being different?
Yeah.
I'm like, what are your writers' rooms like? Do you just throw the most ridiculous, what did that have to do?
Right. How did that work?
Bless them.
No, I mean, I think,
Woo!
All right. Perfect
Lights in
timing.
the air.
Perfect timing. Ladies and gentlemen, we promised that we'd have a guest tonight, and we even told you who it was. And she is here with us via Skype, all the way from Texas. Taylor's in the building.
Hi, Taylor.
How are
Thank you
you?
so much for having me. This
Yes.
is exciting.
I know, right? Sorry for the complications in the beginning, but we made it happen. First off, I gotta say, I mean, you.
He's getting a little choked up, Taylor. Taylor,
I'm a
he's
little verklempt.
actually already blushing.
I'm a little verklempt because, well, I mean, you've been, literally no secret. I mean, they tease me all the time because you've been my favorite on this season, right? And I have my comebacks because I know they're gonna, get on me.
We're coming for you hard, Frank. We're coming for you hard.
This elimination from the second episode came out of nowhere for me, and I was like, "Yo, how does this happen? How do you eliminate Taylor? This is not fair." Especially on the challenge because it was two of you. So anyway, I want to kind of jump right in that because we don't want to keep you too long. But what was that like? You were working with Julia, and on the challenge where you were kind of put together. Jerome did a great job putting you guys together because he was trying to get people eliminated. But what happened?
Oh man, it's so funny because we're really watching it from a different perspective, right? Like what really went on in there and how they cut it. It's just crazy just seeing how it's going to happen. But it really was like that in there. I mean, everything was just absolutely out of control. Everyone's yelling. Everyone's just slipping and dropping things. And it's just crazy. I mean, it's truly, truly the most hectic and high pressure test of the entire competition for me. But Julie and I are really good friends. We were the closest on the show. So I was really happy. I was really happy to be partners with her. I trusted her. She's led every single team to a victory. So I was excited. I honestly, looking back, people are asking me what would you have done in your challenge differently? And I honestly wouldn't have done anything differently. I felt like I did my absolute best. And I think that feeling is the best feeling to have. Because you know how we all naturally would be well, I could have done this and I should have done this. I never got that feeling really. I was like, wow, that truly, truly was my best. And I was shocked too. So
What a great attitude. Great way to look at it. Yeah.
Now, the judges said, as they look back, they felt like Julia did about 85% of what showed up. Do you agree with that assessment?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I was so shocked. I mean, every single time we switched, you do everything that you possibly can. It's not like we're just sitting there twiddling our thumbs. There was something to do, and there was obviously a ton of things on that platter that we had to get done. And we had a plan, and Julia will back me up on that too. She was just like, that's so crazy. I noticed she did say she kind of picked up the slack in there too, and I was like, well, that kind of sucks, but
What now?
I don't know.
I want to go back because obviously, as I mentioned before, Jerome is the one that got to pick the teams, and so according to him, he was trying to be strategic in picking the teams. Now, you just said that you guys were great friends. Why do you think he put you two together for this particular challenge?
You know what? To be honest with you guys, there's all different things that go on in those interviews, and you may be directed to say one thing and then right away be directed to say another thing. I don't know. You just they try and pull things out to get all different views of the contestants and different, possibilities. And I really don't think that Jerron truly didn't put us together, because he put us together to fail. I think he put us together to win.
Oh, really?
I believe that in my heart. I mean, we even talked to, I specifically remember too, after that show, we were so happy that he did that. And we appreciated it. We're like, he's got our back, because he is our friend, and he's such a good guy too. So I don't know. I just think it was one of those things that just got unfortunately edited. the wrong way.
That's
see.
always my suspicion, Taylor. I'm always like, who was coaching who in those interviews? I'm suspicious of everything.
And we're like, man, no shame back there.
So Taylor, as the chef expert on the panel, I want to know what on that Mediterranean platter tripped you up the most when you were cooking?
Oh my gosh, the falafel.
Okay.
Yeah, that falafel was
Okay.
struggle a little bit there.
Yeah, so the actual challenge is we had all the ingredients there, but you didn't know what ingredients went with what. But we did know that everything that is there needs to be used, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember thinking at one point, and I think it showed us in the beginning, that I had all of these like nuts, all different kinds of nuts in the food processor. And I was like, I don't know where any of these nuts go, but the only thing I can think of is probably the falafel. But in retrospect, I know that a falafel is only chickpeas. Like, I can't believe how tripped up I got.
Mm.
So I just threw them all in there thinking they got them somewhere. Like,
Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
It probably tasted all right. Like, that's probably an interesting flavor profile, though. No?
No.
I don't know. Listen, I'll try anything. I'll try anything.
Taylor's like, nah, it didn't actually taste it.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, it was not. It did not go right. And yeah, they ended up really just completely not 100% incorrect.
100%. He, Gordon also said when you guys were up, being judged with your platter, he said specifically that he felt you panicked. Was that the panic moment, the Nutgate, or was there, or was there a different situation?
I feel like one thing about me, like, I really can't hide anything that's going on, like, in my body. Like, I'm clearly just kind of like frazzled a little bit, but I didn't really feel like I didn't have it together. I was like, we have a plan, and I know, and Julia's clearly leading us, and like, she's telling me what to get done, even though I'm flustered because I want to make sure. I never felt like I lost control. I knew everything would be done 100%. Whereas, and I've never not had anything done. How I get there is a different story, and whether I freak out or whatever. But I've always shown up and shown something. Whereas, like Shanika and Sam, for that challenge, I don't know if they actually showed the platter, but they didn't have everything completed. And to me, and to most of us, we thought that was a little bit more of a drawback because it was a challenge to complete it all, but you never really know what they're looking for the challenge. So,
well, you do speak of them because they were also kind of in the bottom two with you all, but the chicken was raw. And
I mean,
Chef Ramsay ate some of it. He's like, I just had some. And so now I fear for my life. On top of, they argued the whole entire time. And Shanika said she did most of the work. And you're saying now stuff wasn't even finished. So I'm, like you said, I'm curious as to what they're looking for. Because I felt like you guys still finished it, even though the falafel may not have been, what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you have to look at the show as a whole, too. I mean, Shanika brings a lot of character to the show. And I'm not really sure where they're going with Sam, to be honest. Or maybe her story will be a little bit more developed in another way. I really don't know. But they also had some drama in between them. And it's tough. It's tough to accept, because you're like, well, we did it. It may not have been perfect, but we did complete it. And it wasn't raw. So I think a lot of people were kind of shocked that maybe there's some other reason to pull them through this one, or maybe they just saw my time being done over, my actual performance. So I really don't know what their story. They've got all these puzzle pieces and things that really they play into their decisions. So
sure.
Well, I know that Lem has been on a one-man mission to get you back on the show after the events of Wednesday night. Absolutely. Taylor, I want to ask you about the first episode, though, for when you're cooking for the airmen. You had to choose which captain you wanted to work for. What made you decide to choose Cesar instead of Emily?
Well, both of them, that was a tough one because, I just really wasn't too thrilled about being on either one of them. I mean, I like Cesar as a person. Yes, I wasn't a huge fan as a competitor. He was just kind of, a few of them could get on the arrogant side and like kind of the know-it-all sides of things that I was kind of like, kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But
you're saying Cesar was a know-it-all or Emily was a know-it-all?
Both
Both of them.
I can see that.
Emily, obviously.
Yeah.
Obvious.
Yeah, but that was kind of like but from a person and someone who I respect, I was like hands down Cesar, like, I can work with him, but there were things that went down that they totally didn't show up there too. I started to learn a little bit about what Cesar's opinion of me and my capabilities were in that challenge, and it was kind of disappointing too, but
like what? Tell us.
So, all the team challenges, everyone, has a little bit of time to kind of think of who goes to what. And I really didn't have a job. I really kind of had to make my own job in that particular challenge, because he kind of like threw me to work with Julia and then like threw me to work with, in the front or whatever. And I was like, you're not doing what's best for the team, meaning like you can use me. I'm here to help the team to win. And but he just kind of like, he's over here flipping steaks and he's also making peach salsa and he's also, doing this and that. And I'm like a whole human being right here that's like here to help. But again, I don't know what his thoughts are on it too, but I was a little frustrated, but putting that behind me and recognizing that, this is a team challenge. I'm on this team. Let me just do what I can. I just kind of jumped in on everything and saw where I needed to be. And we won. So that was really awesome I felt like so many things happened in this last episode and it was just really, really intense. And so it was nice to go out on a win first, right before I headed out too.
What would you, Taylor, what would you take from being on the show? Like, what did you get from your time there and kind of learning from, of course, your mentor that was there? What did you take from the show?
Oh, man. I was so uncomfortable the whole time from beginning to end. I think all of us were. Just being in a completely random place, no family, it becomes kind of your bubble and you start to grasp onto things like, people who resemble people at home. Like Julia was a really close person of mine, so I tended to like kind of stay close to her, and you just start to kind of build your life in this little bubble, right? But and Gordon and everything he said, I just held on very tight to. And I remember so many times him saying, it's okay, it's healthy to be uncomfortable and it's healthy to be under pressure. And that's all I kept in my head is, this is the only place that you grow. If you feel uncomfortable, then you're growing. And I knew that that's what I felt the whole time. So I knew that I was learning 100% of the time new things about myself and new things about different people, and being surrounded with, 25 different people in different walks of life, and just learning so much about my capabilities, what I can push through, what I can do. And what you're just capable of is really, really cool. And to just be proud of however far you get in your journey, and that you really don't know what you don't know. If you just keep going and opening up doors, there's always something new and there's something always great, and that you'll truly learn something worthwhile, whether it be in that industry or just in life itself. Everything I learned can be well applied to everything and every day for me here now. So it was just the coolest, and I'm really excited, and I'm at peace. I won't be trying out for season 10, that's for sure. But but I had quite the journey, you know, from 2015 up to now, and looking back, I can't believe the 3 years of who I was, and seeing myself walk out that door last night, and I was like, I felt really good about it, and that's what I ultimately was seeking, is a fulfillment of something that was really difficult for myself, and I reached it, and now I'm like, okay, on to the next challenge.
Word. Well,
I just have one last question, because I know for all the viewers, seeing Emily get eliminated was a big surprise. I think a lot of people were expecting her to go much farther, even maybe be one of the final 2 or 3. What was it like for everybody up in the balcony seeing Emily eliminated?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
she crossed her hands.
Yeah. It was shocking, you know, honestly, and you can kind of see, I mean, even Ashley and Julia's face kind of said it all when her cake collapsed in there, because it was truly like very unlikely for that to happen. And we all knew, you know, Emily is a very fierce competitor, especially when it comes to baking. And the likeliness of her going home is pretty low, right? So it's just like, it's like crazy how it's not edited, and people will think that like, oh, they made that happen, or like that's rigged. And it's just like truest of reality of how like, wow, no, it really happened that way. And it was shocking for all of us. But you know, I'm good friends with Shanika too. And it's just so different from the show, from what actually happened. But I love so much how Shanika, like, she just came through, and she stayed calm through it, and she deserved, truly, she deserved to win. She won fair and square. You know, her cake was the better cake altogether. And honestly, like the way it just went down, I kind of felt like it was karma for Emily on how everything was very laid up in an arrogant, kind of entitled position way, unfortunately for her, that it just happened to unfold the other way. So
yeah, very shocking.
If you were in her shoes, Taylor, and you had to make that choice, would you have done the decision that Emily made, or would you have just, I'm going up to the balcony, let the other 4 just fend for themselves?
I've thought about that a lot, actually. And, you know, it's hard because you also have the judges. The judges are talking to you too about like, oh, are you just going to be a coward and just save yourself? And like, they put like things like that in your head, and you're just like, well, you care so much about what your mentor thinks, and you don't want to come off that way. But then this is also a competition, and any chance you have to advance to the next round, you should take it. That would be the smart thing to do.
Sure.
You know, whether it just goes along with that pressure. There's all kinds of pressure, literal, you know, like actual heat in the kitchen. Like your contestants, the judges, the cameras, the timing, and then these little like nuggets that people are putting in your ear, whether it be the contestants or the judges. It's all part of the game, you know? And it's like, I don't know if Emily was more on this, of the feeling of she really truly wanted to take Shanika down. Like, I felt like it was just like a lose-lose the way that she said it. You know, it was like, if she saved herself, everyone would have been like, oh my God, you're annoying.
Right.
But then if she didn't, you know, then this happened. So you can look at it in any way. You know, people can come up with any kind of perspective and make a story from it. So
sure. But it happened the way it happened.
It did, and it was entertaining.
Yeah, it was great to
But
watch.
I will say, Taylor, Lem's like a kid and Christmas morning. He's come down, seen this great big presents from Santa.
Yes.
Taylor,
He's got a big smile on his face.
Even anyway.
But his heart's a little broken. 'Cause did we hear that you are married and/or maybe have some big news?
yeah, I'm not. I live with my boyfriend though, so we've been together for a while, and yeah, we just were able to announce to everyone that we're expecting in February.
Yay! Congratulations. Lem is silently weeping, but
That's
happy
it,
for you.
I'm so happy. Anyway, enough of this shenanigans. Taylor, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. it is sad to see you go, that you're not going to be there, in the end. But I appreciate, everything that you did for the show. And hopefully we'll see you soon. And
Len wants to come to Austin and get us some food.
If you end up
let me know
opening,
if y'all do come to Austin. The best food and everything is here. So.
boom.
Yes.
Taylor,
Thank
one last
you guys
question I
so
wanna
much for
ask.
having me.
Yeah,
This was great.
absolutely.
And it's always fun to kind of give a little behind the scenes thing.
Sure,
Really
absolutely.
enjoyed it. It was a great.
Taylor.
When you say your goodbyes, because usually, like for Emily, when it gets down to the final 10, whoever's getting eliminated, Chef Ramsay will go, take a look up in the balcony.
Right.
Who do you think there is going to be the next Master Chef? And he didn't, at least for the edited version, he didn't ask you that question before you left. I was like, why don't we know why can't we hear Taylor's opinion? What's going up? Did he ask you that before you left?
Yeah, he did. Or actually, no. His question to me was, "Who's gonna win it all?"
Oh, who's going to
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who'd you say?
I said Julia. I said my
Okay.
money's on Julia. I
Julia.
think that she's undervalued. I think people just don't know how good she is.
Word.
At least up to this point. So.
Right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks again, Taylor. We appreciate
Thank
it so
you,
much.
Taylor.
Thank
Have a good night.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
All
We'll
right.
see you.
Bye.
All right. So, before we get into the rest of this, breaking down this episode, you have something to talk about to our listeners.
I do. To all of our listeners and our viewers, we love you so much. And as you know, our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There is just no network that works harder than we do to serve you television fans. But now we need your help. So we're asking that you please subscribe to one or more, we have a couple, of our YouTube channels. And by subscribing to our YouTube channel, they will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. So if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be. They're totally optional. You don't have to click them. But make sure you do hit that subscribe button right now. Wherever it is on your screen, hit it right now. We're waiting. And make sure you let us know that you did and what you are enjoying watching here on this channel. And we'll thank you on air. We will. But for now, thank you so much for being the best fans out there and for helping us be the ESPN of TV Talk. We love you.
The best, yes. I want to go back to kind of where we ended with Taylor and the whole Emily situation, Emily and Shanika, and she made a great point, because she said it was kind of a lose-lose, because it's like, if she doesn't take the challenge and then goes up, then it's like, oh, okay, why would you be scared to bake? You're a good baker, da-da-da-da. But she takes the challenge, she looks arrogant and like extra confident. First of all, I'm glad she lost, because not like that, because I felt like there was a level of arrogance with her throughout the season, and I felt like she was superior, and
She was superior.
Well, okay, but you could also be humble. You could be humble.
But you don't have to be. You don't have to be.
Okay, but you could. And in her case, she was not, called out Shanika, and Shanika whooped her. That's all I'm saying.
It was. Now listen, I am the biggest Emily fan. I'm clearly tooting her horn. I think she's an incredible, very skilled chef. But damn, Shanika served it up, and it was like
tough
awesome
loss.
to watch her. The girl was allergic to chocolate, and she was like, "Oh, you need me to cook a chocolate cake? I don't need to measure that ish."
Yeah.
She killed it. So
Yeah.
like you couldn't not be happy for her. And this is coming from someone who really loves Emily. So it was. I feel you on Shanika serving up some humble pie.
And I honestly think anybody else would have lost, hands down.
Oh, next to
Anybody else
Emily?
should have challenged her.
Yeah.
Anybody else that was eligible for the challenge would have been dusted by Emily.
Like, if Emily would have saved herself and went to the balcony, I easily think it would have been Jerron going home in that challenge. Because Ashley,
Jerron?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashley and Shanika. Well, obviously we saw what Shanika could do, and
Sure.
then Ashley's
Ashley
a
could
great
bake,
is a
yeah.
great baker as well. So she pretty much saved Jerron's butt. By
But it's not, Jerome made that great peach bread pudding, though.
no, but did
that
you
was in the
see
next-
that
yeah.
cake though?
Yeah.
That is tough.
That
Is it tough?
I mean,
tough, yeah.
yes. I mean, they pretty much like broke it down like on the show, like telling you guys like first of all like the cooling. You have to. What Emily messed up on is she didn't let her cakes cool.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah. Her whipped cream mashed.
I
Yeah.
see.
And then she tried to save it by putting in the freezer, but she didn't realize that the freezer was a blowing freezer, so it pushed her cake over and toppled. It wasn't like our typical freezer that just sits there.
There's a such thing as a blowing freezer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cool. It
It's
like
like
blasts
blows
cool
blasts
air.
air.
Oh, like a blast chiller?
Like
or
think of like your AC.
blast
just-
chiller?
Yeah.
Okay. I know what a blast chiller
Yeah.
is. Okay. So it's that.
Yep.
And it was pushing the cake.
So that was like,
interesting.
if she wanted to save it, she would have done a better job probably turning up the temperature in the fridge and then putting it in there that way.
Like that.
That would have been the best way to save that. But I mean, she should just not been arrogant. I think she let her arrogance get to her and just waited till those cakes cooled, because then she would have had it in the bag.
I don't know if it was her arrogance that made her like move so quickly on the cake. I almost think it was like her nerves getting a little bit rattled because she saw Shanika back there like
Just
not
chilling.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
phased.
Shanika was like, honestly, like, you know, she's walking in, like she said, she compared them to David and Goliath. So she's like, Emily's got this. Let me just try. Like, I'm going home. Like, you know, let me just enjoy my last time baking in the MasterChef kitchen. That's literally how I saw it, you know? So
Do you think she felt, obviously she knew that Emily was a better baker than her, but do you think she
I
kind
think
of looked at
Shanika
it
thought
as like,
that she was going home. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way she was baking, she was just like, you know what, I'm going to try. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my best job. Like, she was just literally trying. Because, like me, I would probably do the same thing like Shanika if I knew I was going up against Emily. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try, but this girl's a boss.
Right.
That's like, I think Emily to baking would probably be like me to cheesecake. Like, if somebody came up to me, they'd be like, I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
Like, so it's just like.
Right. And I'm cooking the cheesecake. Like, I'm losing, basically. Or Frank, because, you know.
I'm a loser now. That's
No,
fine.
seriously, like, well, you would have to think of it that way. If you're
No,
going up
I mean, I
against
get
me,
it.
you
I'm
would
just
think
trying
you
to,
were
like,
going home.
yeah. But I guess,
See, she
too,
could be
yeah.
humble, but she doesn't have to be.
She does.
It's not the same. It's definitely not the
There's
same.
a difference between being
Yeah,
humble and
yeah,
nice, and she was a
yeah.
little bit mean to people.
She was.
I'm surprised Shanika picked to be on her team, though. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Over
it's-
Cesar, I understand.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. And I think over Cesar. I think it's the lesser of the two evils. Just like what Taylor was saying, is like she didn't want to be in either one. So you have to pick the lesser of the two. And that's why I feel like she went the way she went. However, I will say, going back to the whole Shanika situation, I feel like Shanika is very confident, though. And,
She is.
And I feel like, yes, I think, you know, you look on paper, it's like, okay, I'm supposed to lose. But I don't think she looked at it as like, well, I'm just going to do it. I feel like she did,
agree.
I'm going to do my very, very best and see if it works.
Exactly.
Because I feel like at any point, if she felt defeated, she would have lost.
I totally agree.
She would have been done.
I don't think it is that she thought she was going to lose. I think it's that she thought, well, here comes Shanika's bet. Like,
Right.
just to reiterate what you said. I mean, because I don't see her as like thinking that she was about to be beat. Like, I don't. What Lem said. He said it exactly best. Yeah.
Two different opinions.
Yeah. That's all good. It's all
Then
good.
I didn't like Shanika's attitude towards Sam in the team.
Oh, she's an awful person. I want her gone.
yeah.
I'm over Shanika. Leave.
Yeah, that was she had this redeeming thing, and then she like goes back to the old Shanika.
Yeah.
Well, she's probably sick of being in every challenge. I mean, that girl has been
That too.
challenged every
But
single episode.
If you were a chef on that show, would you not? I would want her gone. She's awful to work with.
I don't think
She's
she is
just-
awful to work with. I
No,
think she tells it like she is,
No.
like it is.
But if you're Master Chef, you're supposed to be able to run a team. There's no team that would want to work for Shanika. I would not want to work for Shanika.
We haven't seen her lead a team yet. She hasn't had the opportunity
Hopefully
to
not.
lead a team. I think she's
Nobody
actually
would be
quite
on
a
her
good
team.
Well, I think I think the thing with her though is she can be abrasive in her delivery, but I think that what she does say, and this has been commented on before, she makes good points. It's not like because you have people on there that are just bullies and and can't back it up.
Yeah.
like they're just bullies because they want to be right or they want things to go their way. And I feel like she
Bow-bow.
gives
Little bow-bow.
yeah,
Kind of that way.
but I feel like whenever you say that.
He said, "I don't like you." I lost it. I lost
That
it.
was hilarious.
I still don't like you.
That was hilarious
Like,
because he was being real.
He was
like,
so serious.
even though like he was doing it in his way, he was super
real.
serious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was super little pow pow. Like he was super serious.
Isn't like him and Shanika like this? Like they're always together.
I think so, probably. I
yeah,
don't know.
they're
funny.
definitely
There you go. That's the one person who would work for Shanika.
is about
Bow-bow.
Bowen.
Yep.
So I want to get into before we cut. I want to get into predictions, but before that, how do you guys feel about how things are shaping up now? Like who do you feel like? Obviously, we had two, hefty chefs, especially looking at Emily Gone. Who do you feel is the front runner now? Like, or is there a front runner? Is everybody on the same level playing field?
I feel like I haven't seen anybody that's kind of like dazzled us consistently.
What about Julia? Julia's been totally consistent.
It's tough to say with this team challenge. I mean, because it was, how much of it was her working with Taylor, but what they ended up with wasn't spectacular.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Good.
I think I need to see another episode or two of some kind of consistency from somebody.
Yeah. I feel like looking at like the second episode when Jerron won.
Yeah.
I feel like Jerron is up there, like because I'm just saying we have 8 chefs
Jerron
left.
got lucky.
I feel. You feel like he got lucky?
It was so
I think he got
bad.
a little
You
lucky.
think with what he made? He literally. He had to. Okay, so that just to recap real quick,
God,
they had that
here
mystery box challenge,
Yes.
and so I felt like what he made because the top 3 was duck breast, peach bread pudding, and then lobster 3 ways.
Yes.
And so he beats duck breast and lobster.
Here's why.
Why?
Because he's staying in his lane. Like he knows soul food and home cooking.
Right.
And that's what he was doing.
But he still beat out 9 or 8 other chefs at that point.
Because he was doing what's true to him.
Okay, but what I'm saying, doesn't that make him like he's
No, it doesn't make him a
top?
better chef because he can't cook in other lanes. Whereas, like, I think Julia could make something.
Okay, I didn't say he
equal.
was at the top. I said he's creeping.
All right.
Creeping. Okay. All
I'm
right.
gonna go with Emily's predictions because she said Ashley or Farhan, and then we saw like how amazing they were as a team. I could work as a chef for either of them. They're fantastic people, but I would say Ashley because she's stepped out of her lane. She's taken risk. She's not only because Farhan's stuck with his little spices, his little spice dude. He's probably gonna have like a mom and pop shop or something like that, or a really fantastic restaurant. But Ashley is truly a master chef. Like she knows her stuff. So right now my money's on Ashley, but I hope she doesn't pull like an Emily and accidentally gets herself eliminated. Hopefully not.
Yeah, when Aaron said, to Farhan's like, gotta lose 86 like coconut milk.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Because
like-
usually too much.
If I'm getting that note, I'm like, all right, that is gone
Done.
forever.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. All right. Well, let's get into predictions. Let's do it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So I'm assuming that because they're doing, 2 episodes, that there's going to be at least an elimination, each episode, like we saw here. Who do you feel like are going to be the 2 people going home next week?
Oh man, that's at least from the preview that we saw. I feel like Sam's in good position. So I think she is safe. As much as I like Jerron and his bread pudding, I could see him stumbling and falling and like, hey, having a moment of glory and then sinking down to the bottom. So I could see him, and I know Taylor speaks well of Julia, but I don't know. I have not seen it yet. Considering I'm not cooking alongside her, so
Right.
for me, I'm like, I could see her go.
Okay. What about you?
I could see definitely Bowen probably going home. It looks like the pressure's getting to him a little bit, and I think like next week they're making turning trash into like home cooked food. I don't even know if Bowen like knows about that.
Like doing that.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next one, honestly, it could be either Julia or Shanika or Jerron. I hope it's Shanika because she needs to leave.
Okay.
I'm on Team Shanika now that Emily's gone.
Team
I like.
Shanika.
Okay, no, she had some bad moments, but I like Shanika. She tells it like it is. So I think going home, I now my DVR cut off before I saw the preview, so I'm going off of the past 2 episodes. So I could be wrong here, but I'm saying Samantha and Jerron. Those are my 2 picks
Samantha and
for.
Jerron.
But would you be that excited about being with Shanika if you were Sam in this position and just working?
Ashley would cry if she's working with Shanika.
No, I mean maybe.
Or you'd
If
be
I was
like, you tell it
hungry.
like it is.
Just
You tell it like it is. It's all right.
But I think she. I mean, if this was real life and I
Yes.
wasn't a true like a better chef, I would be like, tell me what to do, Shanika, and she would like tell me what to do, and I would love that. But if I were a more like trained chef, it might grate on me a little bit. But like I said, I mean, she's brought up valid points in every single time she has said something, and she's like adamant about it. She's like, I'm adamant about it because I'm right about it. I mean, so I actually would totally value her seemingly sage wisdom. So.
She was wrong about the salmon though, because they won that challenge with the pork.
But it was
It was mad close.
It was
Yeah,
really
it was
close.
mad
Yeah,
close.
close.
And it was pretty bad though. Like it could have been. I think the salmon they would have won hands down.
I think if they had done the salmon, it
they
would have been
They would have been a
But there's
clear winner.
There's a grill for a reason.
Yeah.
I get you got to use it.
Exactly.
grill the salmon.
Exactly. For me, I'm gonna go with who I want to see go home. So,
wow, what a bold, brave stand you're making.
I feel like Bowen. I feel like it's time for him. I feel like he obviously is a great chef. He does well, and that's why he's still there. But he does crack under pressure. And even though there's only going to be one winner, and it's not like you're trying to be part of a team or trying to run a restaurant, but because of these challenges, and they get, obviously as the competition gets stiffer, I think he's going to crack under the pressure, and I think he's just not going to do well. So I think he's going to be one of the ones going home, and then I'm going to have to go with. I think Cesar. I think
he was on
I think Cesar. I think Cesar. Cesar's. I feel like he's inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
He's inconsistent. So if it's something playing to his strengths, yeah, he'll do well. But I think if it's not playing to his strengths, I think he can get frazzled easily, and it's hard for him to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, going back to Shanika, I feel like she's going to, even though she may rub people the wrong way, I feel like she's going to excel. Even if it's something that's difficult, she's going to find a way. Whereas I don't think Cesar can do that. But I think also Samantha. I think we saw like in this last episode the pressure getting to her when they were doing the group. Obviously she's paired with Shanika, the most outspoken of everyone there. But she just kept like, stop yelling at me and da 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 da, and and so she's just like to focus. So it was just difficult, and she's only 20 years old. Like she's super young, and so I think being young, that it's hard. You haven't lived enough life, so you crack under the pressure. So I don't know, but yeah, I feel like Bowen. I feel like if I'm to pick two, Bowen and Samantha.
Okay, all right.
Boom, those are my two.
Bowen and Samantha.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. It's been our show. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. I want to shout out to Taylor for joining us.
Taylor.
Appreciate her staying up for us. My name is Lim Gonzalez, and you can find me everywhere at The Poet Saint. And you can check out my website, stayonthemic.com, for everything I got going on. Ashley Cheney, where you at?
Guys, if you want to talk to me online about what you're watching on Netflix or what you're eating or cooking in your kitchen, find me online everywhere at Ashley on Camera, and let's talk there.
Hey guys, you guys can find me at Cooking with Carlina everywhere, but on Twitter at Cook with Carlina. Got some cool vegan recipes up, so check it out.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie, and then check it out. I'll put a photo up of the drawing that Lem made of he and Taylor.
It's really cute.
Yes, it's so adorable that he
does not exist.
Yep,
it's right here.
It's right there. Check it out.
It does not exist.
So nice.
Anyway, till next week. And next week, ladies and gentlemen, Julie will be with us. So make sure you tune in. Till then, we'll see you. Peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.